about transition defense? What do you guys feel like you just couldn't get fixed today, and sort of stopping them running out the way they did?
Part of it was they're a great team. They get out and run, and that's part of what they do. And we like to get out and run too. And we just got to get the ball stopped and get matched up in transition. A lot of that was getting back and just running back to the rim instead of get flaring out and get matched up with the shooters out there. And it's easy fix. A lot of communication needs to be shored up, and that's what we're going to be focused on a lot coming down the stretch.
Robert, what do you feel the issues were for you guys offensively? About the first 16 minutes or so, you guys were pretty efficient, and then things slipped after that. Were there things you guys weren't doing? Was there something specific they did? What happened?
It definitely wasn't anything they did specifically. They were playing the same box defense that they always play. I think the ball stopped moving as much as it did and as fast as it did in the first half, especially once they started to go on that run. And we kind of got on our heels a little bit instead of keeping the ball moving and keeping people moving and attacking.
It's a big game for Denzel. What didn't you guys do with him that you needed to?
We just did a bad job, and me in particular did a bad job of taking away his strengths. There was a couple things we wanted to take away from him personally, and as a total effort, we didn't get the job done with that.
Coach said he doesn't think Yogi's in a slump. He just feels like he's pushing too much or pressing too much. But at some point, his teammates, how do you help a guy through when maybe he is struggling with his jumper a little bit?
We just got to keep the ball moving and get him lost in the game, and because when he's holding the ball and we make him dribble and we don't get out in transition and stuff of that nature, then it's easy to key on him. But when you get the ball moving and get him lost in the game, then it's really hard to guard him. And it's really hard to guard him in general. But when you get him moving and get everybody moving, and they forget to think about him, and then that's when he's best at making big plays.
Max, what do you say to Troy when he has a game like this? He struggles, he didn't score. Kind of how do you guys as teammates help him come back from a game like this?
I think just got to be positive with him. They took away what he wanted, and he's got to be able to adjust and kind of find his room, where he can do and he can affect the game. It's just I'm a positive guy. Just try to encourage him wherever you can. Just make sure he just does what he wants to do, and he's a talented enough player. He can. Not many people can stop him when he really gets going. So just got to keep reminding him that.
With your start to the game, how much were you trying to just make it a little easier for Thomas to kind of ease into things?
Yeah, with me and Thomas starting at the 4 and 5, they're a pretty big team. So, I had a little different role today. I figured if we can, kind of stretch their bigs out because they have some pretty, long, talented bigs. It would help Thomas's game inside. So, I figured if I could knock down some shots or something, it would stretch the defense a little bit and give Thomas a little more room. So that was kind of the plan there.
Well, with the games you guys have coming up, last 24 minutes of today were a little bit rough. Do you just put it behind you and say, okay, what's next? How do you approach it? You've been through the grind
Yeah,
before.
you learn a lot about yourself and about your team over the season, and we're coming up on March. We're midway through February, and we learn some things every game. We learn how we play, certain ways and what teams expose, what we're good at, and I think as long as we just keep adapting and make sure we keep getting better, then that's when we can really make the best possible version of ourselves. Come late season.
Anything else?